All right. This is Hexy. Autumn for Barbarossa is now complete. 10 turns. Hey, just like SCS games, plays easy. Even makes it easier that the hexes are bigger and the counters are bigger. So from the last video, as I'm sure those of you that looked at, well, that could see the map or looked at it closely, you can see there's a drastic change. That Hitler withdrawals thing, boy, my God, that is just a kick in the teeth for the Germans. And once that happened, I attempted as the Germans to use the few exploit units that were left to try to do some damage. And of course, that was in this area here. But the German replacements, the couple of bursts of reinforcements, and then they actually started getting air, which, that caused that DG. So, but it becomes too much. The Germans just can't focus enough strength anywhere. I mean, yeah, they won some battles down in here, but not like you're going to jump out and run, even if you get like a retreat 4 where you can advance those exploited units 4 hexes. You're not going to run out there because then you're going to get cut off because of the massive number of Soviet units. So the game ends up with 38 victory points for the Soviets. 34 victory points for the Soviets. I wrote 38 because my West Virginia math is bad. And that means, let me look it up just to make sure, 30 or more is a massive Soviet victory. It's the highest you can get for the Soviets. So there are 40 victory point hexes on the map, and the Germans are only maintaining these 3 back here, the 3 initial cities that they needed to get after, or that they get after right from the start. We pushed all the way over to Vyazma with the Germans before literally, we'd taken all these victory locations. And granted, did I think they were going to hold? No, it didn't. Maybe if it had been like near the last turn, might have worked out. But they took all of this stuff in here. And then that Hitler withdrawals, Hitler said, hey, I need these divisions to go somewhere else. Lost all of those victory point locations without even a fight. The Soviets just drove right back through it. All the residents came out, threw flowers at them, and gave them vodka, and forward to the front line they went with no more threat in the rear from the Wehrmacht or the sole SS unit that's on the map. Never took Smolensk, threatened it maybe from the south. Never got the chance to encircle it. All right, so game lesson. Go hard. Like I was telling the last video, risk your low ratio attacks. Push. I suspect that maybe pushing hard to surround Smolensk and get that major intersection, maybe get it cut off and out of supply, which is tough in this game. Get it out of supply and then get after. But you got to do it quick. So yeah, you're going to have to make some risky attacks. I stated in the last video, you wear those Panzer divisions out because you're going to lose them. By turn 8 at the latest, they will be gone. But remember that if they're in that dead cup over there, that dead pile, they stay as part of the game and you can bring them in as replacements. How much difference is that going to make? I don't think much. Because the Germans are only getting 1 replacement a turn. So you've got to push. You don't have any choice. Maybe you get lucky and get great dice rolls and don't have to worry about losing the units. Maybe you don't get good dice rolls. Some of us sometimes roll very, very bad. But then once the Soviets start flooding the area with replacements and with their reinforcements, I just don't see how, granted it's only 1 play, but I don't see how the Germans can even pull this one off. All right, so this is Autumn for Barbarossa. The Germans only maintained 6 victory points, so they lose. It's 34 for the Russians. Major victory for the Russians. Massive major victory for the Russians. And should this game keep going, they would just continue to push the Germans back across the Dnieper and, maybe start their run back home. All right, Autumn for Barbarossa, Multiman Publishing, 2021, Standard Combat Series. If you didn't get it, I was at the site last night. It's still there. Great game, not real expensive, fun to play, easy to play, minimal special rules. Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about, special rules. So here's what I try to do whenever I play to give myself more fog of war. You can break out your reinforcements if you want to get them set up, but if you can, don't look at the reinforcement track until each turn when it's the reinforcement phase or the replacement phase. That way you provide yourself with some sort of surprise, some sort of fog of war by not knowing what one side's going to have coming on the map. You'll have to think on the fly. Special rules. And in this game here, we'll take the Hitler withdrawal rules. I did not read those because I looked over on the game chart and it has the rule written. Whoops, let's go the other way. Oh yeah, go and break now. Oh well. So it has it in the game box thing where it says Hitler withdrawal starting on turn 6. So I waited till turn 6 to figure out what to do with that. And it worked. Yeah, this thing's dying again. And it worked to my benefit. I might need a new yeah, this thing's about had it. Oh well, let's take it off here so y'all don't flip around. Sorry about that, folks. Get you a little confused. All right, so yeah, so if you can avoid, I avoided learning what that special rule was, and when it came up on me on turn 5, turn 6, it says Hitler withdrawal and die roll a 1 or 2. All right, so I rolled my die and I rolled a 1. I said, oh, I guess Hitler's gonna withdraw. I didn't see Hitler on the map, so I went and looked up the rule, and that's when you pull off all those exploitation units and you replace them with like 6 or 7 units. So, and that was a stinger. Map was very thin. You all saw it. There's the German units were very, very spread out. And as I started to play, I realized I got to break stacks down now into single units so that I can cover more ground. So there's a way to provide yourself with fog of war in this game right here, and I recommend you give it a whirl if you should replay the game or you're going to play it for the first time. All right, let's wrap this thing up. This was a fun play. Did it in a couple days, I think, 2 or 3 days. Plays really, really smooth. Probably could have done it in one day in a few hours. So get it out. Get it on your table. Play it. Let me know what your outcome is. If you've already played it, tell me what your outcome was and maybe what you did. If you managed to pull this off as the Germans, tell me what you did or how lucky your die rolls were. All right, sexy. Let's get this thing up. Talk to y'all later. Civil War's coming back.